Hello everyone, this is Mumbo and welcome back to another Minecraft video, and in this one we're going to be doing something just a tiny bit different. Today I was looking through some old files and I managed to find this thing right here. Now this is my original testing world from when I first started my YouTube channel. So you know the testing world that you guys know, the one that's massive and has all the crazy redstone contraptions in it? That was actually my second redstone testing world that I started about 9 months into my YouTube channel. This is the first, the original. So what I've done is I've gone into the oldest version of Minecraft I could possibly get to work, which is beta 1.5 or Minecraft full release 1.5, and we're going to try our best to take a look through everything and see exactly what is going on. And straight away, I am seeing a bunch of very familiar redstone contraptions. Oh my word, this place was densely compacted. I mean, look at this place. We've got like redstone contraptions under redstone contraptions. Wow. Well, I just logged back in and the world's deleted. I hope I've got back up. Right, I've got some excellent news. Not only did I manage to get the world back, but also I have managed to get a slightly older version of Minecraft working that was actually the update that I stopped playing this world in, and it is the update with chained buds. Now that is important because if I grab myself a fence gate, we could power pistons like that. Now you will see that a lot throughout all of the redstone builds right here. Look, we can see redstone lamps right there, so instead of using a fence gate, I used a redstone lamp because fence gates are extremely noisy. But there are certain redstone contraptions that I know just have hundreds upon hundreds of fence gates in them, and that used to be the noise. It was pistons and fence gates. That's how you used to do redstone contraptions. Let's take a look in here. I imagine... Oh, come on, there's got to be... Now that I've said all of this, there's got to be some fence gates somewhere. No way. And the poison My mouth is wide open. It's so cool to see this still working. Oh my word. So we're in Minecraft beta 1.3. And that's the update that this was constructing in. Of course it works. Wow. It's beautiful. That is beautiful. That is absolutely stunning. And just hearing all of the fence gates kick into action to extend all of those pistons as well. That is something else. That seriously is something else. So, I should probably give you guys a little bit of context right there. Way back in the early days of my YouTube channel, the main way that I actually gained my subscribers, like right back in the early days, was building seamless glass piston doors. Now, this was the first one that I constructed right here, and the idea was pretty simple. You had a doorway like this one, where you couldn't see any of the pistons, and then you'd hit a button, and yeah, that would close everything. So as you can see, still no pistons, and then we hit the button again, and that should open up everything and then hide away all of the pistons. Now clearly that side has been broken, but you saw that it works on this side. So the idea was that when it was open you couldn't see the pistons, and when it was closed you couldn't see any of the pistons. So this was the first one that I built, obviously completely massive. That was back in the early days. And then I think it was this one over here was the next one that I constructed, and I used to post these to the Minecraft forums. I used to post them to the Minecraft forums, and people used to be like, wow, these things are absolutely incredible, they're amazing, and they used to leave comments, they used to suggest ideas and everything like that, and gradually things escalated, and we ended up with things like that one, the massive 4x4 seamless glass piston door. But I think this one over here came first, and it doesn't look good for this one working, does it? I mean, we'll give it a whirl. We'll do one side of it and see if it still functions. Oh, maybe not. I think we should leave that one alone. But yeah, that has just hit me with a wave of nostalgia, because This was literally like the founding of my YouTube channel. Seamless glass piston doors all over the place. That's one, that's one, that's one, that's one. There's one over there. There's one all the way over there. That is one. I mean, I was building them left, right, and center. Oh boy. Now, one thing that I definitely know about this place is that this build right here was the first contraption that I made in the testing world. So this was the text reel machine, and it was essentially a piston feed tape, but I wasn't particularly good at building them back in those days. Now, it doesn't seem to be working right now. It also seems to be very filled with mobs, and clearly, yeah, a lot of the redstone has been destroyed right here. But the idea was that you'd hit the button and that would cycle a message round, and if I remember correctly, I think it said Boats and Hose loves you or something like that. It was all very Boats and Hose related back in those days. It seriously was. Now this thing over here looks interesting. So open. I'm not 100% certain what that thing was meant to do. I really don't know what that was meant to do. Was this like an original... Oh, more seamless glass piston doors. I should have known. Now, as I mentioned in another recent video, one thing that I used to be pretty well known for, once I had finished with the seamless glass piston doors, I used to build combination locks, and combination locks really were my thing. So we've got combination locks here, we've got combination locks there, we've got a massive combination lock out the back, and just all sorts of combination locks all over the place. Now, I think, if I remember correctly, this one right here was actually my first combination lock. So we stand on it. Okay, it looks like that one is broken. They don't seem to be working in this version of Minecraft. So these were probably built way, way back before even Minecraft 1.3. But these were the first combination locks, and then I think I made them a tiny bit more compact. Yeah, so here it is. I tried my best to make them as compact as possible by making it like a one-wide Untitled design, but as you will be able to see, it was a little bit silly for a number of reasons. Number one is that look how slow that thing is. So you hit the button, and it takes like a good 5 seconds to actually cycle the colours round. But the other really silly thing is that because I made it one wide and tileable, obviously I didn't leave enough space to add in a memory reel. So when you have a color combination lock, generally speaking, you have another piston feed tape next to it that is made out of transparent objects that also has one solid block on the inside so that it can detect when you have got the correct combination. I didn't have that, so I just had one random transparent object in this color reel right here, which is just totally stupid. It means that the player could just come along, they'd hit the button a couple times, see where the glowstone is, and then count round until it's a roundabout out the back. Oh, just how stupid. Clearly back in these days, I was much more focused on the coolness of something as opposed to its actual functionality, because once again, we have created like an awesome looking redstone contraption right here where you can cycle through the colours in the colour combination lock and then they pop out and are completely flush with the wall. It looks amazing. It seriously does look amazing. But the only thing that I will say is that inside this colour combination lock, we do have a glowstone block, which means once again, it is incredibly easy to crack, which sort of defeats the whole object of having the colour combination lock. I mean, what's the point? Yeah, more colour combination locks. This one had a redstone clock down at the bottom of it, which apparently made it a completely new design. Ah, now this thing was genius. I'm not even going to lay claim to this because this was designed by Codecrafted, and I still, to this day, don't fully understand how it works. I mean, how good is that? I would be impressed if someone came out with something like that in today's Minecraft, let alone way back in 2012. I have literally no clue. I have no clue. Absolutely no clue. I think it used length of redstone signal. He was doing that so far before anyone else was doing it. Now, I've just managed to find myself my original elevator, and it uses such an old-fashioned style of T flip-flop. Look at this thing, look, you hit the button, and that floats the boat, which then takes it off of the pressure plates. Oh, it's so strange seeing old mechanisms like that one, but let's see if we can get this thing to work. So the idea was that you would have redstone, and no, it doesn't look like that worked. If you're asking me. Hang on, let's give it one more go. I feel like I needed to push like slightly further over up to this thing. Maybe if we do this. Yeah, I might have actually broken some of those blocks. So let's give this another go. Right, hit the button and... oh, it works! Now that design was groundbreaking, I tell ya. That was absolutely groundbreaking when I released it. The idea was that the pistons extended and then you powered the pressure plates, which would then extend the pistons, pushing you up, which would then power the pressure plates, which would extend the next set of pistons. Yeah, you guys get the idea. And it works. That's so cool. This got me a bunch of subscribers back in the day. I remember it did really well on the Minecraft forums. I might have even started using Reddit back then, posting it on like r/redstone, r/Minecraft and everything like that. Potentially. This is when sideways logs were introduced, and I think I posted this on Twitter. One that I am very curious about is this one. Right, okay, so it was a 4x4 door. I knew it was a 4x4 door. What I don't know is... I'm impressed that it still works like that, okay? But the thing was... okay, so we need to be on the other side of the door. That would probably be a very good start, because this was the entrance room. This was way back when I used to record all of my videos in my redstone testing world. So this was the entrance room that I created. And I think this would do the top one. And this would do the bottom one. Neither of which are working. Basically, this was a combination lock, believe it or not. Okay, this was a combination lock and also a piston door. So you had to get the correct combination in the door for the door to open. I actually love that idea. I might actually do something like that. I might build one of these again. I feel like that deserves to be built again because that was an awesome plan. And now that we have slime blocks, that would be like 1 billion times easier. Yeah, I'm going to do that. What else have we got around here then? Staircases. I used to be really well known for my hidden staircases, and I used to build ridiculous ones. And I think, no, that's my hidden storage system. Oh my word! This did so well. This was when I started doing cool thumbnails. Yeah. Hit the button. Oh, that is just as satisfying as it was back in the day. That is so cool. Man, and that redstone was so simple. Nice work, Ollie, from 2012. Nice work. Now, I reckon this thing right here is going to be a hidden staircase. Now, these builds, that build right there, is the first complicated redstone build I did. I remember it like it was yesterday because I was meant to be revising for my maths exam, and I decided to build this instead. It took me 6 hours in total, and I pray it works. It actually works. I've just had a really warm feeling in my heart. I know that sounds so silly, but I just remember because young me, how old was I back here? I was like 16 years old, and I remember spending hours and hours trying to work out how I was going to get the pistons to fire in the correct order. And look at this circuit. Like, this is not a small circuit. This is a smart bit of circuitry. And then I went on to build this, which was, well, I mean, look at it. Look how densely compact that is. And hopefully it still works. It should be a 2-wide slab staircase. I remember it like it was yesterday. I seriously do. And then these would be slabs like that, so you could just cruise on through. And I designed it so that you could continue. In fact, you might have even been able to continue at the same descent level. Yep. That was the way that I designed it. I wanted to be able to have like a full-on staircase going down like that. Wow. That's so cool. And then yeah, look, that's brought back more nostalgia than I think anything else in this video. Let's try and find some more. I'm certain there was an absolutely enormous one that I built. That one. In fact, upon approach, I know what this is. This is a seamless glass hipster door. Now, hipster doors were all the rage in 2012. Everyone was building them, and I wanted to be the first person to build a seamless glass one. So here we have like a glass wall. We hit this button, and we should see... It works. It works. It works. It works. Now that is spectacular redstone work. Can I just say that? Can we just take a moment to appreciate that? Now what that is that is a triple piston extender. So what it does is it retracts the first blocks, stores them, does a double extension, retracts those, stores them, does a triple extension, retracts those, store those, and then gets the floor blocks and puts them back on the floor, and then the extension is basically reverting all of that. Man, oh man. And I was 16. I should have been working at school. Imagine how much better my grades would have been if I'd actually spent time revising as opposed to building ridiculous things like this over my weekends. Wow, okay, there is one more staircase that I really want to find. No clue if it's in this testing world. I imagine it will be though, and I sincerely hope that I can locate it. Sadly, I've just remembered that unfortunately the crazy build that I was looking for isn't actually in this testing world. I built it in a world of its own. But this, once again, is one of the early staircases. And yeah, it is the slab one. But this is the build that I actually used for the video. This was like I spent ages building this room. This room was like designed by me for hours so that I could get it perfect for the video. And it was all to show off that tiny little staircase with all of its crazy redstone. I mean, seriously. There is so much interesting stuff. So much interesting stuff. Ooh! Yeah, that's broken. But I remember that. The hideaway. It had hideaway minecart rails. Wow, there is one more thing that I really want to find, because another thing that I was good at making 7-segment displays. You can see there's a few of those dotted around, but I wouldn't be surprised. I think they still work, to be honest with you, in Minecraft right now. But one thing that I did do quite a lot of is I worked on button selector panels. Now I wonder if I can find any of those, because they used to be massive way back then. Yep, I found one, but I've also found one of my famous combination locks, which was the 10... What was it? The 10 squared lock. Yeah, that was it. It used to be this little 4-wide module right here, and you had 2 different combination locks directly next to one another that both had 10 different combinations, which means that, yeah, 10 squared. So that's one cool little piece of history, and this design is actually really, really smart. But once again, glowstone in the color wheels. I was such an idiot when it came to that sort of thing. But anyway, here are the button selector panels. Just look at that. This is what we used to do to have button selector panels. So I don't know if you can tell what's going on. So this top one activates that redstone lamp, and the idea is that you can activate each redstone lamp independently with a T flip-flop, and then they all the buttons had to be directly next to one another and directly above one another, and you used to be able to do it independently. And this is it. Wow. It's huge. We really do take for granted these days how much redstone has changed. I mean, looking at things like this, you just sort of shake your head and you just go, why on earth? But I guess it was a challenge. It was a challenge back in those days to create that sort of thing. But I think for the final redstone contraption of today's video, it has to be this thing right here. Now, I've just flown past it. I almost totally forgot about it. Now, that one's not working, but this is the super fast 4x4 vault door. Now, some of the timing is a little bit off in the center. I don't know why that is. But I mean, I still use these to this day, and I have done about 4 different designs in the history of my YouTube channel, but this was the original, and it did really, really well on YouTube. I think I posted it on Reddit, and I think it did really well on there. Everyone got really excited about the design because obviously it's a really cool looking design. This is fast and it's compact. It's really easy to build, so people absolutely loved this thing, and it did incredibly well for my YouTube channel. So this is a little slice of history. So now what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to fly off over here, because if I remember correctly, yep, I think I do. Am I right? Yes, I am. This build, this redstone world, right? This redstone world was built before you could customize super flat worlds. Okay, so originally you used to just have grass. That was it. That was the only super flat type of world you could get. I didn't like that, so I popped into MC Edit and I made a gigantic sandstone box, which is what I based. That's what I based my redstone testing world on. So there we go. That just shows how old this thing is. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed this slightly nostalgic video. If you did, please be sure to hit that like button, and if you really loved it, then make sure to subscribe. But thanks for watching, guys. This has been Mumbo, and I'm out. I'll see you later.